Greetings, Miracle in Motion, to this live Q&A from Sweden to to the world. Maybe a bit cocky, but you are truly welcome anyway. And let's see where this takes us. I never planned these lives beforehand. I usually do my best to be open to whatever wants to be conveyed at the moment. And if you have any questions, specific questions, you can ask anything about life, earth, whatever you want. The only thing I usually don't answer are questions about medical issues and such things, because I believe that is not my place. So I can share, I've been getting a lot of information that needs to be shared, it seems, and I'm in a very special place in life, because for the first time in my life, I believe, I have found something that connects all the dots, and a story I feel very moved by, and it touches me in places I haven't been touched before. That sounded a bit weird, but and it's the fallen goddess scenario. This Gaia Sophia, the myth of the divine wisdom goddess who used to reside in the galactic center, the heart of the galaxy. And she so loved her creation, humanity, that she didn't fall. She plunged, she dove out into the galaxy to take care of her creation and create a habitat for humanity to thrive. And according to this myth, the whole planet, our beautiful Earth, is her body. She made Earth out of herself to create a safe place, a paradise, a perfect habitat for her creation, for her children. And this is, of course, just another story for you to listen to, believe or not believe, or simply disregard or take to your heart. But to me, it is, as I said, it's the only thing that connects all the dots. I've been having a relationship with nature since I was a kid, and I've been talking to nature. I've always gotten really precise answers to my questions. Deep questions about life, about my process, about where I am, what I'm supposed to do. And I realize more and more that what I've been talking to is this Gaia Sophia, this infinite, timeless goddess of wisdom that we can talk to just by going out into nature and daring to speak from the heart and ask questions from the heart. And it seems she is stepping up her game, because she had a plan for humanity. She had an original dream about humanity. And then some stuff happened on her journey here that created something that is now part of disturbing our connection to this original dream. And this is a very long story. There's a lot of talk about archons, archontic energies, archontic entities. And this is, of course, another story for you to believe. And there's a lot of people worried now. There's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of frustration flowing around, maybe even anxiety. And this is, of course, exactly as it should, because we are living in the time of prophecies. And apocalypse means unveiling. And what is happening now, as I see it, you can choose to play with this scenario like I do. is that Gaia Sophia, we now have the possibility to remember and access her original dream for humanity. There's some words I got a week ago or so, the original dream, because some people say this is her dream body. She's dreaming everything into existence, and maybe she's waking up, whatever that means. But she erected some store. Maybe I can draw a wee bit. Okay, here is Earth. Hope you recognize it. And this, in this story, this is the body of Gaia Sophia. So the Earth is her body. It's her manifested dream in a way. She took form, she took physical form to create a habitat for her children. And then the image I got was that now she had erected some sort of plasmic energy memory field pretty close to Earth. And what is this memory field? What is this plasmic cloud storage? Well, this field contains her original dream. It contains information about her original dream. It contains information about who you are and what you are. And we can access this. It's like cloud storage. So what do we access? Well, your DNA has a certain frequency, and your DNA is a key through which you can access this memory storage. You won't access the memories of ants or memories of chipmunks or reindeer. But through your DNA, which is uniquely human, you will access the memories that are meant for you. And then it may be a bit confusing at times for me, because I've been remembering things I don't even know if it is my memories. It's been slightly confusing, like multiverse of madness sometimes, because have I experienced this? Or is this a dream? Or is this my memory? So it can be a bit confusing at times, at least for me. But what she did, in my vision, and I remind you again, don't believe anything, feel it. There's too much believing going on in the world. There is too much believing going on in the world. Knowing, feeling, and the only way to know is through direct experience. That's also something I love with this the fallen goddess scenario, because there's nothing to believe. Everything is direct experience. Go out into nature and have this personal, direct connection to Gaia Sophia. Anyway, she erected this magnificent cloud storage closer to Earth. It used to be, okay, let's not make this too confusing. There used to be outside Earth, they are still there. There's some clouds. And Frank Jacob made a beautiful webinar about this, because these clouds are actually visible from Earth using some sort of binoculars, or whatever it's called, the binocular you use to telescope. And the thing with this is what many people call the Akashic Records, and it contains everything, every thought, every word, every action, every memory. It's a gigantic storage. But what she did, in my view, she took some of this, and she planted it around Earth, closer to Earth, in which she imprinted her original dream. And what is happening now is that we are living in two worlds. There are two parallel movies in a way. And the old movie, which is ending, the old reality is crackling. It's disintegrating because it's not self-sustaining. There's no life in it. It needs to take energy to sustain itself. And a reality is kept in place by people believing in it. So every time you believe a story, you give it life. Every time you believe something on the news, you give it life. Because if you weren't there, you don't really know what happened. And even if you were there, if two people watch the same event, they will have different interpretations. So what is truth? What is true? But this original dream, it seems to relate to basically her original image, her original plan for humanity. And it got hijacked on the way. And we are truly now in a time of choices. Because we need to choose. We need to choose how we behave. We need to choose what we believe in. We need to choose to reconnect with nature. Because that's probably one of the reasons why humanity is so lost, is because most of us lost connection to nature. We live in cities far away from trees, far away from the cycles of nature. And I don't mean we should everybody just put on some shorts and eat berries and stuff. That's not what it's about. But realize that Mother Earth is truly our mother. And some people say, I am God, we are God. I used to say that too. I am God, I am God. But I'm not God. We have divine intelligence, but I am not my parents. So I am not my divine mother. I'm not my divine father. I come from them, but I am not them. Through them, we have been endowed with certain abilities and certain traits and certain morphogenetic fields. Because every species has their own morphogenetic field, which tells them how to behave, what to do, their capabilities, their lifespan, whatever. Ants have a morphogenetic field. Reindeer have a morphogenetic field. Cucumbers have a morphogenetic field. And that tells the species their range, so to say. And the thing with humans, we have the ability to change our morphogenetic field. And there's a story about, I just recorded a video the other day about Roger Bannister. The scientists of the time, they decided that humanity, or human, it's humanly impossible to run faster than a certain speed. It is not possible. It is scientifically proven that it's not possible. And the distance was the English mile, and no one ran faster than this accepted limit. Everybody they ran as fast as they could, but no one broke this invisible accepted limit. Until one day, this man, Roger Bannister, he just didn't give a shit about this limitation. So he ran faster. He ran faster. He broke the morphogenetic field, this accepted truth, this chosen truth. Because it is a chosen truth. Anyway, he ran faster, and then suddenly, what happened? Well, more and more people started running faster. Because he had shown that it was possible. But to me, I can't wrap my head around this. I can't wrap my head around anything, because it would be physically impossible to wrap my head around something. Anyway, it's a saying. So because everyone did their best. They put all their energy into running, but no one broke this barrier until one person did. So that's something also we have a choice to do as awakening humans. Because as I see it, we are awakening to this original dream. We are awakening to humanity, the unlimited edition. And there are many morphogenetic fields that are simply accepted and chosen. If you don't like the idea of morphogenetic field, maybe see it as a programming or operating system. So we have been told first that we are not perfect, that we always need something from the outside to enhance us or make us better. But what if you are perfect? What if you are endowed with this divine intelligence, this divine ability to heal yourself? Because remember, your body, your physical body is made of earth. Your physical body is made of earth. And in this story, earth is made of Gaia Sophia. So your physical body is a direct connection to earth, to this goddess of wisdom. And feel what you're feeling. Emotions. Gaia Sophia is very emotional. I mean, there are thunderstorms and earthquakes and volcanoes and torrential rains and mist, dew on a leaf, moss, soft winds. And since you are connected to her through your physical body, of course you are feeling what she is feeling. And it's also a danger or a trap for awakening ones that we tend to, I've been there, I really went full on into denying certain emotions because I'm so awakened, I'm so spiritual, I shouldn't be angry, I shouldn't be jealous, I shouldn't feel any emotion that I didn't deem appropriate for an awakened one, which eventually led me to feel less and less, because when you close the flow of one emotion, you close the flow of every emotion. It's like a pipe. You can't close the flow in a pipe without, well, you're closing the flow. You can't take away certain drops. So if you feel something, feel it. Surrender to it. And as I've said before, surrender is the opposite of giving up. Surrender is the opposite of giving up. Surrender is courageous curiosity and is radical acceptance. And when you feel something, don't label it. Don't try to understand, okay, what am I feeling? Is it sorrow? Is it worry? Is it anger? Is it rage? Is it fury? Because as soon as we put a label on something, we limit it. It's like we box it in. So we put a label on it and we think we understand it, and then we limit our experience of it. So now I do my best to walk the talk. So when I feel something, I really feel it. It's like I'm sampling this emotion. It's like I'm tasting a new fruit or something. How does it feel? And if you feel frustration, rage, anger, even hatred, feel it. Because the thing with an awakening one, you can feel it without expressing it. Just because you hate something, it doesn't mean you have to go out and shoot it down or hit it. And you are also a vent. You are a way for the collective, all this increasing amounts of emotions in the collective. You can release it through you, and you can thereby lessen the pressure in the collective. Perhaps I remind you again and again, don't believe anything I say. Don't use your head. Say, well, this sounds reasonable, or this is crap. Feel it. How does it feel? How does it feel? There don't seem to be any questions at all tonight, so I'll just keep talking. Another thing Gaia Sophia reminded me of the other day, I recorded another video about that, is that you may be worried about things on the other side of the planet or in another country, and what should I do? What should I do? What could I do? Can I do something? Is there anything I can do to about this, whatever it is, if it's Epstein or whatever, or a war in another country? And then she gave me an image of the hunter's test. The hunter's test. And the image I got was that if I stand with a bow and arrow, it was like a traditional hunter. It was no rifle at this time, but it was a bow and arrow. And she said, can you see it? Can you see the problem? Is it something you can shoot at symbolically? She didn't recommend me to shoot down my problems with a bow and arrow. But she said, can you see it? Is there a target? Can you do anything about it? And if it's not within your visual range, within your reach, the best thing you can do is to focus on your vibration. Also, as a contrast, I got this image of a hunter, and he was shooting in every direction, up in the sky and down into the ground, and he was just shooting, because he was so frustrated. So he needed to do something. So he was just wildly shooting in every direction, which of course didn't create anything. It didn't change anything. And another image I get almost every insight in metaphors or symbolism. It was like if you're standing in fog. Doesn't matter how much you wave with your hands, you can never take away the fog, because it will just swirl around. So you can't fight fog. And many times in these times, we are presented with fog, and our inclination or many times our first reaction is not an action, but a reaction. And we wave to dissipate or clear this fog. And the only thing that will clear fog, like the morning fog, is of course the sunrise. And in this case, it's the sun that rises in your heart. Because when this sun rises in your heart, it will, through its fires, through its blazing love, it will clear all the fog of confusion. And also, I got this other message that start in your neighborhood, start with yourself. If you can't keep peace within yourself, or with your partner, or with your family, or with your friends, or in your village, in your neighborhood, if you can't treat other people nice, respectful, where you live, how can you change what's going on in the world? So if you buy a coffee, be nice to the person selling you coffee. Be helpful. It's common sense. It's common sense. Okay, questions? All right. Uffe, greetings, brother. I think that we get a little too obsessive about where we origin from. I can agree, but it's kind of interesting, I suppose. But everything is, of course, we always find the truth that resonate with us and give us some sort of direction. Or to me, it's more like a focus, a mission. It's more like a canvas that gives me the ability to paint something. But where I come from, maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it's more important where we want to go. And to me, right now, this idea of an original dream that contains all the possibilities we have as humans, the unlimited edition, to me, that's really, really enticing. So maybe it doesn't matter where we come from. It matters where we are and where we are headed in this river of life. Thank you, Uffe. Really good. Okay, another one. Uffe, got hooked here now and then, but that takes away my present moment and where my heart wants to tell me. Got hooked here now and then, but that takes away my present moment and where my heart wants to tell me. I don't. Thank you for the comment. I don't really know what you mean. But we usually, I got another image, surprise, about this present moment, and maybe I can draw something again. Let's see if it works. Nope. Doesn't work. Okay, let's do like this. I got an image about an hourglass. Hourglass, I think that's the name. Hourglass, like this. And there's sand in this hourglass. Sand that falls down like this into a little pile. And the image I got was that here, of course, here's the now. Here's the flow of life, flow of time, flow of whatever. So when we are in the present moment, we are centered in this flow because we experience things all the time. But as soon as we attach ourselves to an emotion, which we do when we try to push it away, when we attach ourselves to thoughts about the future or the past, then we attach ourselves to one of these grains of sand and we are away from the present. And sometimes we may think, oh, I want to remember this. I truly want to remember this moment. So in our desire to remember, we hook onto it and we follow it down. But the thing is, this is a container. So everything we experience, according to this Gaia Sophia myth, everything we experience, it is stored. So in a way, we can never forget anything, which is weird for someone like me to say, because I have very few memories of my childhood. I have very few memories of it. I don't know when I graduated. It's like a blur. It's like a black hole, but I know it's there somewhere. Maybe I wasn't present in this body. Maybe, well, that's another story. But everything we experience, everything that has been experienced since the beginning of physical time, maybe even before, it is recorded. Uffe again, the more I journey, the lesser I know. The more I journey, the lesser I know. Yes, I totally agree. And for me, every time I think I know something, I'm stopping. Because if I think, oh, I know, then my curiosity kind of comes to a halt. So what I do, I feel, does this feel like an interesting path to walk on? And if it feels interesting, if it feels expansive, if it feels like an adventure, then I walk on this path. I don't know where it'll take me, but if I like it, I continue. Which I haven't always done. I used to believe that suffering is a good thing, because if you suffer, you will be rewarded. If you suffer. So I used to think that if it's too easy, there's something fishy about it. If it's too easy, it can't be right. So I'd rather walk on broken glass than on a soft forest path before. But now I realized that the path of least resistance is a natural law. And the path of least resistance doesn't mean being lazy, which I also thought. Because if I'm not doing things all the time, I'm naughty or something. I'm a bad person because I need to do. But then again, one of my favorite tunes, do, be, do, be, do. We need to interchange between doing and being. And usually when we stop, I think that's why so many people are afraid of slowing down, sitting down, stopping. Because then everything we try to run away from catches up with us. And that happened to me when I lived in this cabin, my first awakening, like 25 years ago. I stayed in a cabin in the woods for a few months. No running water, no electricity, no phone, no computer, I just had my pen and notebook. And then, of course, everything I had pushed down or denied in my life caught up with me. And that was an interesting experience. For me, for example, fury or rage. I was never angry as a child. Well, once. My parents used to tell me, do you remember when you got angry when you were a kid? That's like insane. So there was a lot of rage that surfaced out in the woods. But I was on my own, but I had a stick and I was whacking away at a tree stump, screaming my heart out, my heart free, maybe. But I totally agree. The more I live, the more I open up to the mystery. Because I think that's also what I call Geist of Fire, the mystery. Because it is a mystery. I have no idea. I don't even understand myself. How could I possibly understand a planet? Or how can I... There's so much I don't have a clue about. And the only thing that is truly true, is the direct experience. I use a strawberry as an example. I mean, I've said this before, I can read 1,000 books about a strawberry, but it's still only intellectual masturbating. I don't know if that's a word even, but it has nothing to do with reality. Because it's a mystery, we can't describe it. If I eat a strawberry, how could I possibly describe the experience of eating a strawberry? If it's like warm, I pick it from the plant, it's warmed by the sun. And the smell, the sight, the colors, the texture, the feeling in my mouth, it is impossible to capture in words. So that's also why I see myself more and more as a tantric practitioner, not the sex stuff that's been focused upon in the West, but true direct experience using the senses, because we have senses. Imagine having no senses. I mean, take away one. If you don't have any taste, if you don't have any, you can't smell things. Or if you're numb, you can't feel anything. You can't feel if you're holding someone's hand in yours. And you can't see colors. Not all people see colors. Not all people see. Not all people hear. So I'm truly grateful for all my senses, and I'm truly grateful for my ability to feel, to experience emotions. Even if some emotions are a bit challenging, of course, but I also see it as when I experience something, that's some part of me that feels this way all the time. And on a personal note, the other day, a couple of days ago, I left work, Friday, I left work, and I was hit with this extreme loneliness from nowhere. Maybe loneliness comes from nowhere. And I felt this distance to everything. It's hard to describe, of course, as always. It's hard to describe something. But I felt this emptiness and distance to everything. And I realized I probably experienced this all my life, more or less. Even in close relations with friends or whatever, there's always been this distance because I haven't felt true connection. Now I'm fortunate to experience it, but it is, and then according to my little model of of this this specific situation with emotions coming up, it is part of me that lives in that reality. Part of me lives in this feeling of loneliness. So when I allow myself to truly feel this loneliness, I was really devouring it. I drove in my car and I was, okay, how lonely can I be? I was going for it. And then eventually it almost subsided, and I was actually disappointed because I wanted more. And then eventually it came back, and by accepting this emotion, these feelings, I also accept this piece of me that has been living in that reality for a very long time. And another power of surrender, because it's not the first time I felt this loneliness, because many years ago I was camping out by a lake, and I was sitting on a stone by the lake, rock, and I felt so alone. I felt sorry for myself, and I went full on. Okay, give it to me. Let's see how alone I can be. There's nothing else but me. I'm all alone in the world. So instead of avoiding this emotion, I went as far as I could into this emotion. So I'm all alone in the world. And then suddenly something changed, because I realized if I'm all alone in the world, if I'm all alone, then of course the rock I'm sitting on is also me. And the lake, that's me as well. And the raven in the sky, that is me. Because if I'm all alone, everything is me. And then from this extreme loneliness came this extreme connection to everything. Then of course the next step is, okay, if everything is me, then there's another level of loneliness because then everything, so it can be both. This oneness, okay, we are in a way from the same infinite source that gives impulses into the galactic centers in which these eons, the male and female, take this impulse and they create from this. That's another story. But I realized this loneliness, of course, it comes from inside, because there's some gap inside me that is not completely healed. And there's also something that in this myth about Gaia Sophia, healing the rift. Healing the rift, it can be heal the rift between you and you, healing the rift between man and woman, healing the rift between humanity and earth, healing the rift between humanity and this original dream. Because there is a rift, there is a gap, one might say, between what we truly are. We are human. Human is an amazing creation, and we have abilities we haven't even begun to explore. Because that's the thing with this. Another thing I love about this Gaia Sophia myth or story or whatever we may call it, is that it's an open-ended story. There's no ending in turmoil or Armageddon or something. It's an open-ended story. Because we don't know. And she don't know. It's like you're planting a seed. You don't know. Maybe you know what it's going to be. Maybe you don't know. You don't know how the branches are going to grow if you plant a tree. You don't know where the fruit is going to appear. You don't know. You don't know. And that's the exciting stuff. That's the exciting part. Embrace the mystery. And being embraced by the mystery. And focus on beauty. Beauty is an important ingredient in this myth, this story. And this intense focus, because I was a lot into this Mayan Indian cosmology, and their name for the galactic heart and the galactic center is Hunabku. It's the giver of movement and measure. The one giver of movement and measure. And movement is the feminine, and measure is the masculine. Movement, Gaia Sophia, and measure, focus, intention is the male counterpart, which is called Thelete in this story. And since I started to connect more and more to Gaia Sophia and this original dream, I have discovered that my focus has become increasingly focused. How can I focus? Be focused, but it has become more potent or more powerful. Because if there's something that is not part of this original dream, that is not beautiful, or that is not creating beauty, I'm almost angry, because it's like this is not important. This doesn't matter. It disturbs. It's just another distraction. It's another disturbance of the original dream. I'm now learning more to have it more. Uffe again, thank you for commenting, my brother. In my opinion, we have just forgot. We can activate our memory that all is and we are, and always, and it starts with compassion and love. In my opinion, we have just forgot. We can activate our memory that all is and we are, and always, and it starts with compassion and love. Yes, compassion and love. For ourselves, of course, has to start with ourselves, and then let it spread outwards. in small, it doesn't have to be some heroic deed like saving a bunch of children from a burning house or something. It can be smiling to someone you meet on the street, or picking up garbage, or helping someone, just being grateful and courteous. And this night, there's also another part of this story, that the Grail nights, the Holy Grail. And to me, I had a vision about this during a vision quest. The Holy Grail is like life itself. And the characteristics of a knight, I mean, chivalry, bravery, honesty, and being a gentleman. A gentleman has nothing to do with seeing women as inferior or less powerful, or it is being respectful, because everything is born of woman. Everything is born of woman. So it's a deep reverence and respect for the feminine. And that is also something that has been forgotten or neglected. Or so if you're a woman listening to this, if we open the door for you, or if we help you in some way, it's not because we think that you are weak or that you need our help. It is out of respect and gratitude and reverence, because you are closer to the miracle, to the mystery than we are, perhaps, because you are feminine, and Gaia Sophia is the feminine divine goddess of wisdom. Compassion and love. Yes. Compassion, I like the word because it says come, passion. Come, passion. And we have forgot. I wrote a poem many years ago. Sleeping suns, waiting stars, gods and goddesses that just forgot. Now, at this time, I don't see us as gods and goddesses, but we are imbued with divine intelligence, divine powers, divine creative powers. And there's also something about these times. We need to choose carefully what we create, because when we focus on something, when we believe a story, when we believe news, or when we direct our energy, our frustration, our hatred, our anger towards something, we actually strengthen it. Which doesn't mean that if something happens outside your door, that's close enough for you to see it, yeah? It's close enough for you to do something about it. So then, of course, we should. But if it happens on the other side of the world, I can't shoot that far. And again, symbolically shoot, but if I can't see it, it's beyond my reach. And then the best thing I can do, as far as I see it right now, is to focus on what I want to create. Focus on beauty, be nice to my neighbors, be nice to my partner, be nice to my friends, to the people I meet. And there's this exercise we do sometimes in the community, ARC, now that way, ARC, New Earth, that you hold the words I love you in your mind when you walk through life or through your day. And it's not I love you like I want you. It's more like I love you because I see you as a divine being. I see you as a miracle. And you can use this on road signs or whatever. A snowmobile, or food, coffee, a cup, a pen, or the one you're buying coffee from. If you look at them thinking, I love you, and if I love you is too much, you can just say, I respect you, I appreciate you. Because the words we hold in our mind when we look at something, it changes things. I think it was An-Dei who said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And people feel it. If you look at someone with love and appreciation and yummy feelings, they will feel it. And if you look at someone with disgust or detest or hatred or disrespect, they will feel that as well. And as always, start with yourself. Do you respect yourself? Do you love yourself? There's a lot of talk about, self-love. We should love ourselves. Well, of course we should love ourselves. And we should love our bodies. I hear many people say, oh, my arm is like, my bloody headache. Well, your body is talking to you. And if you haven't done it already, ask your body. I do it as often as I remember. If I have pain somewhere, I'm fortunate enough to, it's very seldom my body is in some sort of discomfort. I ask, okay, what do you want to tell me? Okay, what is this? Tell me, what do you need? Because our body speaks to us, of course, through through pleasure, through comfortable feelings, and also with feelings that are maybe not as comfortable. But it speaks to us all the time. As I see it anyway. And I remind you again, don't believe anything I say. Don't believe it. Don't use your mind to sift through these words. Feel it. Because resonance is also one of the keys these days. If you feel resonance, it makes you expand, it makes you feel good, it reminds you of your power, it reminds you that you are amazing, it reminds you that you are a miracle in motion. And if you take in something that makes you feel small, that makes you scared, that makes you worried, that makes you feel less powerful, maybe you should avoid it. Because like I said before, information is good. And I use this example. If someone tells me, okay, there's like glass outside your front door, there's like a broken bottle. Okay, that information, it doesn't make me worried, it doesn't make me scared, it doesn't make me less powerful, because that's empowering information, because there's something I can do something about, and it informs me. It gives me information that I can use. And that's the difference between much of the information that is flooding the news and flooding social media and whatnot these days. So use the hunter's test. Can you see it? Can you do anything about it? Yes, good. No. Then focus on beauty. Focus on keeping your vibration high. Focus on the world you want to live in. And start with yourself and your family and your close relationships. Because that's where it starts. And it will spread outwards. We can't skip it. We can't send money to some foreign country and think we're going to change anything. Because it starts with you. And if you want to play with it, you may wonder, okay, how do I access this original dream of Sophia? I want to try it out. Do I need batteries? Do I need a special key card or something? Special scanning to access this? Well, you may simply say, okay, I want to access Gaia Sophia's original dream. Who am I? What are my possibilities? What are my abilities? What is my unique tone in this symphony? And of course, best is to do it in nature and talk out loud if you want. Talking out loud is always better because there is stronger vibration in the spoken language than in thoughts. That hour went by quicker than I thought. Time flies, or maybe time doesn't fly. Maybe time is, well, the material world needs the experience of linear time, because if everything happened at once, it would be very crammed. And I like this material plane, because there's also some new scientific evidence, one might say, but don't take my word for it, but that everything is in a way material. And this dark matter that science has been trying to find for many years, but they can't find it. It should be there, but they can't find it. They've been looking really hard to find dark matter. It should be there. But now there's this idea of plasma. So space is filled with this plasmic energy, or what we may call it. And it is connected, everything is connected to everything else through this plasma, perhaps. Well, I know enough to know that I don't know enough. And I have just sampled this plasmic universe story, so I don't know, but it feels enticing, and if it feels enticing, then it's usually good. And another tip: playfulness, play more. Kids play. Kids laugh. So playful. Be playful. Joy and laughter is one of the best medicines there is. And I used to think that I need to be serious when I do this spiritual stuff. I need to be serious. But laughter and joy is one of the most divine things there is. Okay. Thank you for being part of this. Thank you for being the miracle that you are. And thank you for being on earth in these very special times. Tumultuous times, confusing times, but also extraordinary times. And times filled to the brim with the promise and all sorts of yummy things. And 2026 is gonna there's a lot of unveiling in store for 2026. There's a lot of stuff and energy is waiting to step onto the stage as well. And this Easter is some concentration of energies there. Perhaps, who knows? And maybe we create all the time. We create the reality. We create through our expectations. Okay, I truly, truly wish you all the best. All the best. And may you remember who you are. May you remember who you are. Until next time.